Hello, Jim. KC9VKV from N1LQ. Name is David. We are in town just north of Boston, Massachusetts. I'm hearing you about a 5.8 to a 5 and 9. And I'm coming to you on a legacy radio. This is a Ten-Tec Corsair 2 from 1989. And the only other equipment we have in line is a Ten-Tec outboard RF speech processor with about 6 to 7 dB of speech processing. No EQ, none of that stuff. It's what you see is what you, or what you hear is what you get. Hope you're well. I was with you back in October and very happy to get a quick QSO with you today. KC9VKV from N1LQ.
Roger, David. Well, you know, Mother Nature is doing a little phasing right now. And what happens in phasing is there's a difference of time lapse between part of the signal and the other part. And when they come together at the receive part, they may be slightly out of phase. And that phase angle cancellation starts at the top audio frequency realm in your treble EQ, and then works its way down into the mid-range and finally to the lower end. But always it starts at the top and works its way down. So it does, you know, I think behooves one to be a little more sharper in the top end because of the fact that you can lose that top end, and then you know, you become Mr. Mumbles if you lose a bunch of that top end. Roger?
Mumbles if you lose a bunch of that top end, Roger.
Roger. Well, we'll have to look into that. As I said, this thing is, I keep it because it's a legacy station for me, but I've never actually heard very much of it on the air, so I'll look forward to hearing the recording. And serves me very well, and I love the layout of it. So we'll have an RGO1. So I also have an RGO1 that you helped me tune up a little bit as well, and that's worked very well for us here. I won't keep you, but I did wanted to check in and say hello, and I thank you for your suggestion. And I'm using a head-worn dynamic boom microphone from Audio-Technica. It's a dynamic mic with a 600 ohm match to the radio. And the sensitivity is about minus 53, 54 dB down. So that's the score of what we're running. No linear, no tower, just an off-center fed dipole at about 60 feet. KC9VKV. Jim, thank you again. We'll listen for your final and any other comment. N1LQ, and thanks a lot. Have a good weekend. Happy holidays to you.
Roger, David. I went to my local antenna for just a little bit there, just to try to find out what your real frequency response is. See, a lot of times these SDRs are not linear audio-wise down at the bottom. They usually roll off at 200, 250 cycles. I don't know why, but they do. But my local system is good down to 100 cycles, and so I went down there, and you're fairly, good in the low frequencies. But I did hear there is some phasing going on, and it's cutting. But then there's one other thing too, and that was I'm hearing some mouth noise from your boom mic. So I would suggest that you take that boom mic and put it out in front of you just as far as it will go, and then at the last minute make a 90 degree for the element. So you would just try to move that mic out in front of you as far as it will go, and then at the last minute make that 90 so it you're working the microphone on axis, but just maybe further away so you don't have much mouth noises to compete with your words, Roger?
Mouth noises to compete with your words, Roger?
Yeah, Roger, I just did that while you were talking, and I've increased the distance away about twice or a little more than that from what it was before. So we'll do that for a while and see what comments we get from people, and I'll be interested in seeing if there's any change on the recording when we hear it tomorrow. That's a great comment. I tend to work too close. I guess I must think I'm an airline pilot, HI Jim. Thanks again, KC9VKV from N1LQ.
Roger, Roger, David, and like I say, we are recording, and you can hear the difference between when we first started talking and then when you move that mic out. You no longer have mouth noises competing with your words. You're very, very clear. And with this, we'll be posting this up on YouTube tomorrow by noon. You can go to YouTube and do a call-in or search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, and that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,400, and like I say, we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
And like I say, we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Thank you again, and we wish to you the best to you and your family for the holidays, and a very healthy and happy New Year coming up. We're in the middle of a big rainstorm here today, but not very cold, so we're not complaining. Best of wishes, Jim. I'll check in with you in the new year. KC9VKV from N1LQ. Thank you very, very much.
Roger, David, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance to join us next Friday, I'd love to have you. All right, we're coming up towards 5 o'clock. We have room for one more. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Have room for one more. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Hooray, it's 5 o'clock.
By George, I think you're right. I see by the clock on the wall there's a dead fly. Ooh, which means we got to get out of here. If you've enjoyed the broadcast and have participated, want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do a call-in or search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, we'll bring up this recording directly. Like I say, we'll be here next Friday from 3:30 till 5, so we'd love to see you then. Between now and then, let me say 73, and this is KC9VKV, returning the frequency back to normal amateur radio use. KC9VKV, clear.